Hi there. It's Saturday, September 21st, and time for Proverbs 21. So there's what we have today. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of waters. He turneth it whithersoever it pleaseth him. Right. The Lord will stir the king wherever it pleases him. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the heart. We've read like 3 verses from yesterday, chapter 20, that dealt with the same thing, right? You think you're doing the right thing, but the Lord looks at your ulterior motives every time. That's the word, ulterior motives. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. At that, to do justice, righteousness, and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Meaning sacrificing stuff for your sins. They did back then. They sacrificed animals too. It didn't take their sins away. It covered their sins. Okay? Jesus took sins away. A haughty look and a proud heart, which is the light of the wicked, is sin. Well, haughty eyes and a proud heart, the lamp of the wicked is sin. There's lots of notes here, huh? Plowing. That is the thing whereby he is guided, or which he bringeth forth as the fruit of his work. Right. The light of the wicked is sin. The thing that stares them is wickedness and evil. Got that? 5 thoughts of the diligent do surely bring abundance, but whosoever is hasty cometh surely to poverty. Right. Plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage, but everyone who is hasty comes surely to poverty. Get rich quick schemes, right? Diligence. Diligent is a key. So I highlight that. Yeah, let's highlight that. And there's a note. A note. He that goeth rashly about his business and without counsel. Right. Just plod on ahead, right? You just jump into something. You don't know what you're doing. A lot of businesses start and finish very soon that way. 6, the gathering of treasures by a deceitful tongue is vanity, tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Fleeting vapor in a pursuit of death. Seekers of death. Yeah. Deceitful tongue. You got that? That's the key one in there. Deceitful tongue. My mouse is not going to act right today. 7, the robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, for they have refused to execute judgment. He meaneth this chiefly of judges and princes, which leave that vocation whereunto God hath called them, and powell their subjects to maintain their lusts. Right? He's talking about judges here, it says. The violence of the wicked will drag them away because they refuse to act with justice. Right? Now, there's a lot of judges now letting very bad people get away with very bad things. Right? And that will destroy them. It says it right there. 8, the way of some is perverted and strange, but of the pure man his work is right. The way of the guilty man is crooked, but as for the pure, his conduct is upright. Pure man. It is better to dwell in a corner of a house than with a contentious woman in a wide house. Great family. Now you got to remember, Solomon talks about this a lot, but Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Okay? Chances are one of them was always upset. Okay? It just can't be done. Okay? 10, the soul of the wicked wicked wisheth evil, and his neighbor hath no favor in his eyes. Right. The soul of the wicked wishes evil, and his neighbor, they don't even like their own neighbors. I've known people like that. 11. When the scorner is punished, the foolish is wise, and when one instructeth the wise, he will receive knowledge. What's a note there? Read Proverbs 19:25. We did that yesterday, or the day before. 12. The righteous teacheth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their evil. The righteous teacheth the house of the wicked. The righteous one considers the house of the wicked, turning the wicked to ruin. Oh, good, a good long note. Though the godly admonish them both by words and example of life, yet the wicked will not amend till God destroys them. Right. I love the notes in this 1599. And they were in the original 1599 printing. The notes were there in the margins. That's very cool. 13. He that stoppeth his ear at the crying of the poor shall also cry and not be heard. Right. If you don't, who shuts his ear will also cry himself. Right. If you don't help the poor, you will be there at some point, and no one will listen to you either. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a gift in the bosom great wrath. To do his pleasure to the angry man pacifieth him. To do a pleasure to the angry man, right? That's a bribe, okay? You buy somebody off, God sees it, remember that. So it's not truly in secret, is it? 15, it is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. Right. It should feel good and make a person happy to be just and fair. Right? 16, a man wandereth out of the way of wisdom shall remain in the congregation of the dead. A man that wandereth out of the way of wisdom. Right? Stop learning, might as well die. Doesn't say that, but you're hanging around people that are dead. He that loveth pastime shall be a poor man, and he that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. Pastime. I like that. Pleasure will become poor. Right. You like to party, you shall become poor. If you love wine, oil, right, you shall not be rich. 18, the wicked shall be a ransom for the just, and the transgressor for the righteous. Let's see what they say about that. God shall cause that to fall on their own heads, which they intended against the just, by delivering the just and putting the wicked in their places. Read that again. God shall cause that to fall on their heads, which they intended against the just, by delivering the just and putting the wicked in their places. I always wondered about this verse. I'm going to highlight that. Right. God will save the just. Right? 19, it is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. There he goes again, talking about his 700 wives. 20, in the house of the wise is a pleasant treasure and oil, but a foolish man devoureth it. Meaning abundance of all things, right? House of the wise has an abundance of all things, but a foolish man devours it, eats it up, uses it all, doesn't save anything, right? 21, he that followeth after righteousness and mercy shall find life, righteousness, and glory. Right. Righteousness and mercy, kindness. 22, a wise man goeth up into the city of the mighty, and casteth it down, the strength of the confidence thereof. Wisdom overcometh strength and confidence in worldly things. Right? There's always a little guy at the head of everything who they call the brains of the outfit, right? The one that is wise. And he's not strong, but he controls vast armies of very strong people. Right? 23, he that keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from afflictions. Keep your mouth shut, right? Just keep your mouth shut. Isn't that easy? Not always easy, but sometimes you just have to keep scrolling, right? The word for the day, just keep scrolling. Proud, haughty, and scornful is his name, that worketh in his arrogancy wrath. Well, but proper, isn't it? Proud, haughty, scoffer are his names, who acts with insolent pride. Right. God doesn't like pride. God doesn't like haughty, right? You think you're better than everybody. And scornful, right? Scoffers. 25. The desire of the slothful slayeth him, for his hands refuse to work. That's pretty simple, huh? He thinketh to live by wishing and desiring all things, but will take no plan to get aught. No pain to get aught, right? His desires will kill him. He thinks he keeps wishing for things, but never doing any work to actually make them come true. Think about that. 26, he coveteth ever more greedily, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. Right. All day long he is craving, while the righteous gives and does not hold back. Yeah, this is the same. These go together, okay? I'll put those together. Okay. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to work. He coveteth more greedily, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. Right? The righteous keep giving and they keep getting. If you lend, God will keep filling you up. And from a person on the outside who doesn't see you giving to the poor and giving the stuff, all they will see is God blessing you and rewarding you and keep filling you up. And man, what's this guy doing? Well, he's giving to the poor. Okay? While you're stingy and holding everything in and never get anything else. Think about that. 27, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind. Right? Evil intent. A lot of people they call philanthropists are like this. They're actually very wicked people. Right? You know, giving gifts. How much worse is it if they bring it with a wicked mind? Now, I used somebody's name in this last month and I got banned by YouTube, so I'm not going to say that today. But there are people that that appear to do nice things with evil motives. You can just go down that rabbit hole yourself if you like. A false witness shall perish, but he that heareth speaketh continually. Right. He that heareth, what's this? He may boldly testify the truth that he hath heard. Right. False witnesses go away. 29, a wicked man hardeneth his face, but the just, he will direct his way. What's that say over here? A wicked man displays a bold face, but as for the upright, he makes his way pure. Right. Stubborn. Right. A stubborn person. Can't tell me what to do. Right. There are people who won't listen to anybody, huh? There is no wisdom, neither understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. You got that? If anybody's speaking against the Lord, there is no wisdom, or understanding or counsel against the Lord. Okay? If anybody speaks against the Lord, everything they say is false. Think about that. And 31, the horse was prepared against the day of battle, but salvation is of the Lord. The battle belongs to the Lord. A song I used to sing as a worship leader for many years. Okay, that's 21. What are we highlighting here? Highlighted 2. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. You think you're doing the right things, the Lord sees your motives, right? Pondereth your heart, sees your ulterior motives, what you really want, okay? If you're going around giving to the poor and feeding the homeless, and you're filming yourself so you can be on YouTube and get lots of likes and get paid thousands of dollars a month from YouTube, if that's your motive, God sees that, okay? God will not bless that. Just one example of the many ways you can think you're doing the right thing, but the Lord sees your ulterior motives. Good stuff. Well, highlighted 5, the thoughts of the diligent do surely bring abundance, but whosoever is hasty cometh to poverty. He that goeth rashly about his business and without counsel. All right, is that what it says down here? He that goeth rashly about his business, yeah. Can't tell, it gets blocked sometimes, right? The thoughts of the diligent do surely bring abundance. Sticking to it, right? That's what diligence is. They stick to it. You don't stray. You keep your focus, right? Brings abundance. Okay. We'll highlight 13. He that stoppeth his ear at the crying of the poor, he shall also cry and not be heard. Right? If you look down your nose at these people and you just block them out, right? I mean, if you drive through Los Angeles or San Francisco or any major city, you can see the homeless. They're camped out on the streets and they have nothing. And a lot of it is because their spirit is broken. When the human spirit is broken, it is almost impossible to fix it. Only God can fix that. Okay? And that leads them to other sicknesses and addictions and stuff. And there are people that drive down the street and they just turn blinders and a blind eye to that. Do nothing to help. Right? They will also one day be maybe not homeless, but they will need help and nobody will hear them. It's important. Highlighted 18, the wicked shall be a ransom for the just and the transgressor for the righteous. And I always wondered what this meant. God shall cause that to fall on their own heads, which they intended against the just, by delivering the just and putting the wicked in their places. I like that. So the wicked are doing stuff to just people, and the Lord will save the just people and put the wicked people in their place. So the wickedness will fall on their own heads, right? Which means the wicked shall be a ransom for the just, because God will save the just and put the wicked in their place. That's what a ransom is. I've done this 13 times and I finally understand this, okay? Because it didn't explain it like that, okay? That's why you read different versions of different Bibles to get all the different ideas, right? The wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and the treacherous is in the place of the upright. That was always like, huh? But now I get it. Hopefully you get it too. All right. 23, we highlighted, he that keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from afflictions. All right, what's that say over here? He who guards his mouth and his tongue guards his soul from troubles. Right? Keep your mouth shut. In most instances and all the stuff going on, it's better just to keep your mouth shut. Just listen, take it all in. Learn what you can. Keep your mouth shut. Right? Okay. These two verses go together. The desire of the slothful, of the lazy, kills him, for his hands refuse to work. He coveteth evermore greedily, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. Right? A lazy person is very stingy. They keep what they have. The righteous people give and get more, right? And we highlighted 30. There is no wisdom, neither understanding nor counsel against the Lord. Right? Nobody is going to counsel you. There is no wisdom. There is no understanding. There's no counsel. Somebody is speaking against the Lord, against God, against Jesus. There is no good in that. Okay. There is no wisdom, no understanding, no counsel against the Lord. Okay. If somebody is speaking against the Lord, and they do it. I mean, they do it right on the internet. They do it right on TV. You know, they blaspheme God and say horrible things. There's no good in that. Okay. There's no wisdom, nothing to be learned, nothing from that speaks against the Lord. So there you go. That's Proverbs 21. And stay tuned later today. We're still going through the Bible in a year. I think we are on day 265. 265. And we are, what are we doing today? Zechariah. We're still in Zechariah. Okay. Lots of good stuff. And he's speaking a lot about the future. And he had a lot of visions very similar to John's vision in Revelations. So that's interesting. So watch out for that this afternoon. Give us a like if you think about it. Until next time, remember all the lessons, all right? Keep your mouth shut. Know when to speak and know when not to speak. See you next time.